Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new. We are back to watch another episode of Good Omens. This is Season 2, Episode 2, What Happened Last Time. So, last time, John Hamm's character, the Archangel, decided that he was just gonna trot in butt naked and be without a memory. You know, the audacity. He showed up. And everything's just going to poop, right? Like, everyone's looking for him. You know, we're trying to keep him hidden in the bookshop, but, like, that's probably not going to go great. It just leads to a lot of funny interactions. And then at the end of the episode, they both decide that they are going to perform half a miracle. Because each of them performing one miracle would just draw too much attention. So they're gonna team up and do half a miracle. Totally won't give out any signals that they're there and that shenanigans are afoot. Right? Totally hidden on the down low. Cut immediately to in heaven, just a giant purple smoke laser coming from the bookstore, letting them know exactly what's going on. So presumably both heaven and hell are going to know what is happening, and then it's going to lead to some complications. But I guess we'll find out. So, before we jump into this episode, if you end up enjoying this reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me, helps my channel grow. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That is linked in the description down below. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. But other than that, let's watch another episode of Good Omens. 2500 BC.
You should know why you're about to die.
You look so weird, brother.
God has abandoned you.
Who are you talking to?
Bad luck.
A goat. Oh no.
Shall we begin?
The land of ooze. Or Uz.
Stay your hand, demon! In the name of Almighty God, avaunt!
Avant indeed.
It's you!
I recognize you.
Sorry about this.
No, of course.
It's just formality.
Oh, God. Where was I?
Avaunt.
Yes. Avaunt, foul demon! Command thee, begone!
No.
No.
No, thank you. See, I have a permit.
A permit?
From who?
whom?
From God. These goats belong to Job, right?
Yes, Job, who is, I might
yeah.
add, a particular
The
favorite
Book of Job.
God. So,
He's so loyal to God and so faithful that the devil comes to God and is like, "Hey, I bet I can make this guy curse you."
May destroy everything
Doesn't
Job
work.
owns, no questions asked. Hugs and kisses gone.
no, this can't be real.
It is indeed real.
Job is a good and righteous man.
Yeah, his
I
life
mean,
is
he
gonna
really
suck.
is an absolute puppet.
His life is gonna suck a lot. He gets boils all over his
Amen.
face. His whole family
Yep.
dies.
That's all
It's a
fine.
whole thing.
Good heavens. What did he do?
Joe, nothing.
He was arguably just too good.
So perfect for the bet.
The bed.
Yeah. The devil was like, "I bet I can get him to turn," and God is like, "I bet he can't."
Just his worldly goods.
Exactly.
No.
Well, nothing important.
His whole family
no.
as well.
Just his farm, his camels, his goat, his oxen, his children, his geese.
His what?
Yeah, his kids, his offspring. Everybody in Job's life is like, "Job, just curse God, you'll get riches," and he's like, "I will not." And then he goes to God and he's like, "God, why are you doing this, bro?" And
Trust
God is
in
like,
God's
"Boy,
plan, Azir.
trust, son." Slap him down.
Of course.
It's like, I'm God, I can do what I
Job's
want.
trials are over. Everything is restored to him.
Oh no. Different stuff.
God
He gets
will
different
reward
stuff.
him with
But it's better stuff.
twice as much as he had before.
Oh, praise be.
Twice the oxen,
Just-
twice the goats, twice the children.
Just not the same children.
Yes, of course. How many does he have now? 3?
6.
So he'll get 6.
Probably 7. You know how God likes 7s.
He does. God loves 7s, but it's not the same kids. Different kids.
Are we sure that Cities wants to give birth 4 more times?
7 more times.
Yeah, 7. No.
Those ones will be dead.
Yeah, new kids. New kids. Come on.
We're not bringing
Idiot.
the old ones back.
Well, of course not. But we're giving them new ones.
Yeah. That'll totally make up for it. 4 extra kids. Job's a real good book, though. Job might be one of my favorite books in the Bible. Funnily enough.
I was shelving the books by the first letter of the first sentence.
But no one would ever... Jolly good. Good idea.
Okay.
Thank you, Jim. Carry on.
That's an interesting way to go about it.
Every day, it's getting closer.
In a roller coaster. The end is getting closer.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. That goes under I.
Good work. You're an excellent librarian.
A miracle of enormous power happened last night. The kind of miracle only the mightiest of archangels could have performed.
Damn. When you guys team up, you're a powerful duo. Do 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 do.
Ah, Maggie.
Hello, record lady.
You know music. What can you tell me about a song that goes...
Every day it's a getting stronger.
I'm pretty sure I'm in love.
Well,
she hates me, and
only
am I
way
gonna
to
do?
go up is the only way to go from here is up. Is what I was trying to say.
the song is called Every Day by Buddy Holly and Norman Petty. It was the B-side to the Peggy Sue single released
just
on
like
the Coral
Buddy
label in
Holly.
1957.
Oh, and no Mary Tyler Moore.
Pub in Edinburgh, I send them singles for the jukebox and they send me back copies of Every Day. They say every record they play eventually just turns into that song, which is mad, but...
That is weird. You should probably go to that pub and check things out. I love that she's just in a motorized scooter. How'd she get over the curb?
Fancy meeting you here.
Ah, Zeraphel. I think you know why we're here. We are looking...
Greetings! I'm Jim. It's short for James, but
Hey,
I don't
man.
need to keep telling everyone that.
By all means.
He's like, hey, man.
Would you like to come in?
That's how she got over the curb. She just makes her own ramp.
Last night, from this shop.
Nearly 25 Lazarite.
That's a lot.
I suppose I,
25 times the size of the miracle that brought Lazarus back to life.
Maggie, who owns the record shop, is in love. It's what humans do. With Nina.
Sometimes. Hasn't happened to me yet.
The miracle was nothing to do with Gabriel's disappearance then.
Gabriel?
About Gabriel. You guys met Jim.
Don't I
No,
know you?
Yes.
you don't. He did introduce himself
You do.
earlier as Jim.
I'm the assistant bookseller. I opened the door for you. They seem nice.
They aren't. They're very stuck in their ways.
Every day.
It's a getting closer and went faster than a rolling coaster.
Love like yours will
Should come my way. Wow. It's all turning into that song. Everything.
We've got a real problem, and it's in your bookshop right now.
Same problem.
Yeah, he accidentally connected the two.
And so I told them I made Nina and Maggie fall in love.
Why?
It was the first thing I could think of.
And they believed you?
They're sending someone to check.
They're technically pretty trustworthy people.
You mean like a sudden rainstorm forces them together beneath a canopy?
Yeah, that's one way, yeah.
And realize they were made for each other?
Sounds a bit unlikely.
No.
It could work.
Get humans wet and staring into each other's eyes. Vavoom, sorted.
You remember Jane Austen?
Pride and
Forget
Prejudice.
her now, Ariana. Brains behind the 1810 Clerkenwell diamond robbery. Brandy smuggler, master spy. What a piece of work.
She was a spy?
Novels.
Jane Austen.
Yes.
He's met her before. In an alternate universe.
Novels, eh?
Yes, they were very good.
The Doctor has multiple interactions with her.
She had balls.
You think you know someone.
Cotillion balls.
I'm lost. Am I doing a rainstorm?
Come on, I want to show you the clue.
You can still do the rainstorm, definitely.
What's the first thing you remember?
I remember a song I sang this morning.
But where did you hear it?
I heard it this morning. It came out of my mouth.
Yeah, you idiot.
I remember when the morning stars sang together and all the angels of God shouted for joy.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Damn.
I can't remember those things. My head isn't big enough. Not anymore.
Yes, I see. I'm sorry, Jim. But you've done awfully well.
Very curious. Very, very curious. The destruction of Job's barn.
My children. Are they around? Only I need them for a thing.
I need them for a thing.
And how sunk in sin must I be not only to deserve all this, but not even to know why?
What is it now?
Doesn't know why. And then he questions God, and God is like, dude, I'm God. I can do what I want. How dare you for questioning me? Big rip to your kids, Job. Sorry about that. Had to be done. Had to be done.
But you don't have to. That's the point. Surely the great thing about being a demon is you can do whatever you want.
You sound jealous, Angel.
He is very jealous.
I long to destroy the blameless children of blameless Job. Just as I destroyed his blameless goats.
Liar.
May God forgive you.
Ooh. You missed a goat. You missed a goat. You gotta get those goats too. Why you sound like goats? Dumb bird.
Wow.
Didn't actually kill the goats. Turned them into birds.
Be not afraid. I am an angel of the Lord thy God.
Oh.
They'd only be afraid if you
Daddy
looked
posted.
like normal angels with 1,000 eyes.
The angels are here, just not our usual ones. And they haven't brought the wine.
Well then, you better pop off and get it now, hadn't you?
That's that's David Tennant's actual kid.
I bring the warning!
He was in House of the Dragon.
I'm Keziah, daughter of Job.
And I'm Enon, son of Job.
And I'm Jemima. I made this pot.
Jemima?
She did, but also daughter
Like
of Job.
Aunt Jemima? The syrup?
Favorite human?
Yes, I know who you are.
You're a funny-looking angel.
Aren't I just?
You said you wouldn't.
I'm a demon. I
He has a permit, you see. But be not afraid.
Yeah, be not afraid of this burning building.
What happened? We're in the cellar.
You are in the cellar.
Will someone please tell me?
Oh, it turned him into a lizard.
What have you done to him?
You turned your own boy into a lizard. And that one as well. Oh, dearie. You can't be turning things into lizards now.
Can I be a blue one?
Fine.
You haven't annoyed me yet.
But can I be?
Well, now you're annoying.
Go on.
That looks so good.
Have an ox rib.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, ribs can slap, dude. They're so good.
Come on, you're a little bit on our side.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I go along with hell as far as I can.
Gosh. Well, that sounds... what?
Lonely.
Lonely.
Oh, I wrote this show. Job is currently questioning God in this scene.
Oh my God.
Wondering why. And God is like, sit back down, son. Don't question me.
Job, if you have questions for me, I have questions for you. Do you know how I created the earth? Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth, Job?
Mm-hmm. God says, bitch, be quiet. I can do what I want.
Can you send lightning bolts and get them to report back to you? Did you give wings to peacocks, Job? Or teach the ostrich to run?
Job did not. Job is not God. God is God.
Ostriches came into it.
Ostriches?
And whales.
Just goes the list of every animal.
Whale.
Virtuous Job, you have passed God's test. Prepare for your reward. Behold, where you have lost 300 sheep.
600.
Our children. What about our children?
Yes. I was getting to that. For lo, God now grants that you may conceive 7 more children.
Our children are dead?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, technically, they're lizards.
I don't want more children. If my children are dead, then I will curse God and... Whoa!
See, Job's wife was all about convincing Job to curse God. Job was like not about it, but his wife and his friends definitely were about it.
Reach into his robes. Higher.
They pull out a couple lizards. What if she actually pulled out Ruby's ribs? Oh my god.
And to complete the process, a simple embrace.
Did she actually pull out 3 of his ribs? That's death. Lizards.
Mommy!
Okay, but 4 more are still required.
Zerphil, are these the new children God promised Job?
Yep.
His new children.
He lied.
You have my word as an angel.
He lied.
Well, that's all right then. Huh? Why didn't you just say so? Congratulations.
Congratulations. What about the other 4? We're still looking for 4 more. The Resurrectionist.
Silly question, but how do you feel about sudden rain? In the event of a sudden torrential downpour, would you be likely to shelter under an awning?
Or stand in the rain?
My clue, the Resurrectionist pub has a jukebox. This record was found on the jukebox.
Wow.
Sooner or later, every record turns into this. It is, as you might say, a miracle.
A miracle. Or a twisted John Mulaney joke.
It was the day my grandmother exploded.
What? Another one for the eyes. In the beginning.
It was a nice day. That's more like it.
He skipped the in the beginning part.
Yes, I thought perhaps they might send you. I'm ready to go.
Does he think he's gonna get punished?
I'm like you now. A demon.
Not quite.
Sorry. You think you're a demon?
Not even close, brother.
I'm not going to tell anybody. Are you? Yeah, nothing has to change, does it?
Just gonna eat away at you. God knows, though. She always knows.
But what am I? You're just an angel who goes along with heaven as far as he can.
We got a lot in common, brother.
Don't we?
You guys are a nice Venn. You meet in the middle of that Venn diagram.
I'm a demon.
He lied.
I lied.
Oh, what a good episode. What a good episode. Honestly, I felt this episode really went a long way in breaking down who these two characters are, right? And it can be simplified down to a couple lines of dialogue, right? Crowley is a demon who goes along with hell as far as he can, and Aziraphale is an angel that goes along with heaven as far as he can. And within that Venn diagram, they meet in the middle, and they carry out life the best way they know how from that way forward. And it's good. It's good. It's very, very succinctly goes to describing their characters. And weirdly, in a way, I feel like it also kind of describes a lot of people who have faith, if that makes sense. Like, there are a lot of people who would say they're Christian that, like, we don't follow every single thing that we're told to follow, right? Because there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we're supposed to do or supposed to follow that doesn't always make sense and doesn't always feel like it should be what you should be doing, or doesn't always even feel loving sometimes. And so I kind of feel a little bit of camaraderie with Aziraphale, where, sometimes, you go along as far as you can, and sometimes you don't. And at the end of the day, I still have faith. At the end of the day, still love God, still love Jesus, but there are certain things that don't always jive with me, This episode was very interesting, though. I spent a lot of time covering the issue of Job. The book of Job is a very interesting book. For the most part, It's very similar to what happened on screen, but there are obviously things that they changed in this. But generally, the book of Job goes like this. So Job, kind of like they described, God's favorite human, essentially. He's just so faithful, so loving, the best Christian, if that exist, it didn't exist at the point, but the most faithful man of God you've ever heard of or met in your entire life, that ever existed and ever will exist, other than Jesus. The devil, being the devil, it goes to God and is like, hey, I bet I can convince anyone to curse you, right? And God is like, nah, dude, I'm God. And so Satan says, okay, you see Job, the most faithful man that exists, I bet I can turn him against you. And God is like, okay. He's just so confident that it won't work. He's like, do it. Go ahead, curse him. Kill his whole family. Kill all his goats. Like, do whatever you got to do. He still will not curse me. And so Satan does it. Satan kills his whole family, robs him of all his possessions. Every step of the way, Job's family and his friends are all like, dude, just curse God and it'll end, right? Like, he's being told by everyone and their mother, if you just curse God, it'll stop. Like, your family will be saved. Like, all your possessions will be, like, essentially everything will be reversed. You'll be good to go. And Job is like, no, I'm not going to do it. And it gets to the point where, like, he's literally got boils and lesions on his face. His entire family essentially is dead. All his possessions gone. And he goes to God and just asks, he's like, I'm not trying to be a dick here, God, but why? Like, I am so faithful to you. Why did you do this to me? And God essentially responds with like, how dare you question me? Like, I am God. I created the universe. You are a small little peon. Like, until you can do the things that I can do, what right do you have to even think about questioning me? And it's just, it's such an interesting book. And then Job does get all the glory and riches that he has been promised, right? Because he did not curse God. And you don't necessarily think into the logistics of, like, he definitely got brand new kids that weren't his old kids. Like, most of everything else, it's like, oh, cool, he's got riches far beyond what he had before, and had many more children. You don't necessarily think about the fact that his old children are dead and aren't coming back. So it's just kind of, this episode was an interesting one where they kind of pick at those little corners of the story and are like, wouldn't he be upset about this? And he probably would. But it's entirely possible that all the things he received afterwards were just so much better that he didn't really think about his dead kids anymore. I don't know. I didn't make those decisions. And I wasn't there when it happened. So, kind of got to just trust the process on this one. But yeah, Job is a very interesting book. It's one of my favorite books in the Bible, honestly. Just because of almost like the sassiness of the response from God, where Job's like, dude, why? And God's like, shut up. Like, I can do what I want. Like, don't even attempt to ask me that question again. And it's I don't know. I don't know why. I can't quite describe why it's the best, but it is. But, this episode, it's very interesting, right? Like I said, it goes a long ways to kind of just like boiling down who these two characters are and what they stand for, while also setting some larger story points up for the season, where, Gabriel's singing that song and they have to eventually go to some pub where every record turns into that song. We don't know the meaning of that yet, but presumably next episode they will be going to that pub to figure out the secrets of what the flip is happening. Meanwhile, the two bookshop people are like just looking at each other from across the street. One of them's clearly in love. The other one might be in love, but is in like a bad relationship at the at the time, and things might happen, rain might pour down, who knows what's going to happen with that. I personally don't really care about their storyline. You know, sorry, but you know, neither of those characters are even remotely interesting to me. If you noticed in the last reaction, I pretty much cut them completely out. Probably gonna do the same thing in this episode. You know, their storyline just doesn't interest me. You know, it might become interesting eventually, but at this point, I don't care about them. I assume they'll have a larger part to play, but we don't know about that yet. One interesting point that, or a couple interesting quirks and points that happened throughout the episode. The fact that they talk about Jane Austen is just kind of funny, because obviously David Tennant plays the Doctor in Doctor Who in previous seasons, but there's various times throughout Doctor Who where the Doctor has interactions with Jane Austen. So it's just very interesting, the fact that she's like a bank robber, like does all these crazy things, and he just has no idea that she wrote books. It's very funny. Another point, one of Job's kids is played by David Tennant's son Ty. That is interesting. Actually, I think, if I'm right, I think they're non-binary. I think. It might be his other kid. He has multiple kids, I think, and one of them is non-binary. I don't remember which one. But this one played a character in House of the Dragon. That's where I saw them last. But it's just very interesting that it's David Tennant's kid. He's like, oh, he seems nice. Like, yeah. Just fun little quirk and little thing there. Yeah, I don't know. This was a good episode, and I really enjoy all the interactions between our two leads. Like, they're just fantastic. And yeah, I don't know quite how to describe why I love this show so much. I just think it's such a fun show, such a gem, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. Definitely let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below, though. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. If you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me, helps my channel. If you're new here or you find yourself coming back often, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon. That is linked in the description down below. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.